So Loki just wrapped up, and the reactions to the show and the reviews of it were positive. So, oh my god, dude. So, okay. How do we even begin? So, dude, I'm not a blind hater to begin with. Marvel is probably like top two favorite franchises, if not number one. And not just Marvel, Marvel Cinematic Universe to be specific. I like that, alright? I think it's the best film series of all time. And Iron Man 1 and like the Avengers, Infinity War and Endgame, probably like some of my favorite movies of all time. So I'm not a blind hater, right? I'm not an MCU hater. It's not cool to hate. I'm just saying this because I genuinely feel that Loki was a bad show. Alright? So I guess okay, the first thing about it, dude, the logic and plot. This story, or whatever the rules are in this unit, they don't make sense, okay? So, basically, the entire show starts off, because the Avengers go back in time, alright? And then Iron Man grabs the Tesseract and then gets thrown by the Hulk, drops it, Loki picks it up, he travels with it, right? And he gets captured by the TVA, the Time Police, basically. So it's like, okay, dude, this is already a problem because Loki didn't actually do anything wrong. If you were smart enough, the Avengers are the one who go back in time, and then Iron Man dropping the Tesseract, and then Loki picking it up, and then Loki traveling throughout the universe. That nothing there is Loki traveling through time or like traveling through different universes. Nothing there is enough for him to be a variant. But whatever. He gets captured, right? And then he gets put on trial or something. I don't know, dude. And then they find him guilty, of course. He asks about the Avengers. And then they say that the Avengers were supposed to go back in time. And also, keep in mind that the TVA is basically like this space station outside of time in control of every single universe, right? So, what? Wow. Okay. Them saying that the Avengers were supposed to go back in time ruins the entire, rules of the show. And it's dumb. Okay, so first of all, there's so much wrong with that statement, dude. The first thing, of course, Loki grabbing the Tesseract and then getting out of there, right? The Avengers go back in time, create a new timeline, and then in that new timeline, Loki happens to grab the Tesseract and then get out of there. So, how is Loki a variant, my guy? He didn't time travel. He didn't do anything wrong, alright? The only thing he did is move from point A to point B. You know who also moved it from point A to point B? Captain America fighting Captain America, right? Anyone who was affected by what the Avengers went when they go back in time, anyone who's living in that new timeline is now a variant by this thing's logic, right? But no, dude, that's not true because they only captured Loki. Which, okay, dude, it's just such a dumb thing, and it doesn't make any sense for Loki to be captured as if he did anything wrong, alright? It's Iron Man's fault for getting hit by the Hulk, right? Everyone who touched Iron Man, anyone who was affected in the new timeline is a variant now. But only Loki was captured. That's the first retarded thing. The second retarded thing is them saying the Avengers were supposed to go back in time. If they're saying the TVA is a thing outside of time with just a monitor, they literally just proved that the TVA is also on a timeline. Hence, there are more TVAs. But that's not supposed to happen. But dude, the Avengers going back in time. The story of Iron Man, right? He gets captured, right? He gets the Iron Man suit. He fights Thanos, right? He goes back in time, and then experiences things in that old time, and that's its own timeline, right? That literally disproves the fact that TVA is outside of time. All right, Loki moving throughout the TVA could have happened in alternate realities now because they just said that, but no, it's not supposed to happen, and it's just a mess, Loki walking throughout the TVA could be a different timeline from Loki, I don't know, getting killed in the TVA or something. Because that's how they're explaining it, dude. It doesn't make any sense. So I mean, it's just dumb. All right. I mean, the logic of the show is just dumb. All right, and yeah, maybe they had to like do it so they could explain the TVA. You know, I mean, it's dumb, but like the problem is that it doesn't. The rules of the universe don't make any sense, and then that's the entire show. Like, I don't know, dude. It just doesn't make any sense. And then on top of that, dude, the show ends, right? And then the ending happens. And then all of a sudden, the TVA, the people in the TVA don't even remember Loki, implying that there are different realities of the TVA, which completely destroys the concept of the show of keeping the timeline safe. Now there's other universes, which contain other universes, like parallel multiverses? What? That's just a mess, dude. And there shouldn't be anything outside of time, and that's the problem, bro. The TVA was one of the worst ideas they could have done because it's stupid. All right, it's retarded. All right, but yeah, and then there's other plot holes which are dumb, like the fact that Loki is a variant, but like the fact that there's other variants. Like, why are you keeping track of time, my guy? Time isn't like something you can just grab. Alternate timelines that happen because people are going back in time. But yet again, there's other people who are supposed to go back in time. It's just dumb, you know? And dude, girl Loki is apparently a variant of Loki, even though that's impossible. Like, dude, what? How is a girl a variant of Loki? Like, it's the same concept, dude, as like a brother or something. Your brother is not a variant of you just because the same people made you, you know? That is obviously not Loki now. But it's still classified as a variant. It's just dumb, dude. Holy frick. So then, obviously, another plot hole is the ending. So, okay, dude. So you have, I don't even know what to call him, like the Omega Time guy, right? The guy who controls all the timelines, or the guy in charge of the TVA, right? So his whole backstory is that he was a scientist. In every single reality, he was a scientist who figured out the multiverse, and then figured out a portal to travel between multiverses, right? So the problem, the reason he created the TVA was because some people, some scientists, some alternate versions of him were corrupt. So they wanted to go to the other multiverses and destroy them, or just get more power. Which, alright, dude, what? Why does, like, dude, a universe is a huge thing, dude. You don't just get, like, an army and then you take over a universe. That's retarded. That's extremely retarded. Like, how is one scientist, not even that, like, imagine, like, even if he had the entire, like, army of the United States, he's not gonna do anything to that universe, dude. Because, yeah, it might cause a war, but, like, what the hell? That's not something that, like, dude, it's retarded, right? You can't, saying you're gonna capture a universe, that's just not something you do. Like, people can't even capture one world. How are they gonna do an entire universe, you know? That's retarded. Then also the fact that the TVA, this is a minor nitpick, but it's only humans. Why aren't there, like, aliens, you know? I thought it was a time capsule for everything, but whatever. Then you have the TVA, like, as they are, alright? So he created the TVA to stop that from happening, right? First of all, dude, the TVA doesn't even look big enough to be doing that, right? Like, what? How are they controlling a literal infinite amount of time breaks? Like, that just does not make any sense, because, like, if we are in a multiverse, then and inter-universe travel is possible, you realize that literally somebody is breaking the multiverse every single time, because the multiverse is infinite, right? Infinite universes. And if it's infinite, then there's a 100% chance that at every little unit of time that there's going to be somebody time traveling or multiverse traveling. So the TVA is not going to be able to stop that. And even if the TVA was infinite too, like, dude, the technology that they use is just not enough, dude. if they are getting overpowered by one Loki, the girl Loki, then how the hell is there no multiverse like wars, dude? Literally, the TVA have portals and then neutralizers, which give rid of powers, which they have to manually put on, and then like sticks, which like send them to the gulag, right? That's dumb, all right? The TVA soldier literally would die to a gun, a normal gun, all right? So there's no way they're stopping all of these things, dude. And even if, like, dude, fine, all right? And then if there's infinite timelines, why is it a problem if there's more timelines? Like, this whole show is just retarded, and it's so inconsistent, but I could speak for hours about why the logic of this show is stupid. But, dude, I have stuff to do, alright? So, I'm gonna move on to the next part, the story, alright? The story, the themes, the arcs. First of all, the story is, you need logic for a story, and obviously that's gone, so it's automatically not even gonna hit anyone emotionally. So, but how's the story, dude? So, the characters. These new Marvel shows are supposed to dive in deep to the characters, and like the secondary characters from the movies, they're supposed to like dive in deep, really show who they really are. And, you know, it kind of worked, for WandaVision. It worked for Falcon and Bucky. But, dude, here it's just, first of all, Loki, time travel Loki shouldn't even be a character. Or, well, he is a character, whatever. But we don't even care about this character because we already saw his arc, the real Loki. So this is just a different Loki. So it's not even good for that. So, but how are the characters, dude? So first of all, Loki as he is, I mean, yeah, it's an okay arc, I guess. It's an arc that works. It doesn't mean it's good at all. He sees his own death. That changes him, right? He wants to do good now, just because he saw that. He meets his variant, his girl variant, whatever. And then they're trying to kill each other, and then all of a sudden they just decide they're friends because killing each other wouldn't do anything, which that's retarded, but whatever. So I guess Loki just becomes a good guy because he sees his own death, and then he wants to do good now, right? Which, I mean, that's so basic, it's embarrassing. So then you have the other main character, the girl Loki. So what's her motivation? Well, apparently the TVA was like literally making her life miserable since she was since she was little, so she wants to take down the TVA. That is so basic, it's embarrassing. And she doesn't even change because of Loki. She just kind of has the same motivation and then develops a soft spot for Loki, you know? Like, she literally stays the same character throughout the entire show, you know? She has no arc. Mobius, the old guy that interviewed Loki or whatever, his entire character is, I mean, he's working for the TVA, so he keeps working with the TVA, but then he develops a relationship with Loki, and then he gets manipulated by Loki, or not manipulated, but he believes Loki, and then he just betrays the TVA his entire life. He just turns his back on it because of Loki, which, whatever, dude, sure. I mean, that could happen, I guess, but, I mean, dude, that's such the bare minimum, you know. And then the main villain's motivation is, no, dude, the TVA, I can't betray, it's my entire life, which, that makes sense too, sure. Even though she does betray it eventually, but it's just, the character's such the bare minimum that it doesn't even affect anyone. I mean, I think the best character in the entire show is definitely like the time overlord, or overlord. Sorry, guys. Well, that was embarrassing. But the time guy, because he actually, like, you know, his delivery of his lines were actually pretty good. It made me feel something. But he dies anyway, so whatever, man. I mean, I want to say it's a waste of a character, but I mean, he was gonna die anyway. That's what the scene was for, so whatever, man. So yeah, I mean, the show did show some interesting concepts, you know. Oh, but also, dude, no, this is the worst part of the show. Loki and girl Loki develop a romantic relationship? Like, what? Oh my god, dude, that's insane. That's weird, bro. What the hell? Imagine you look yourself in the mirror and you just like, you imagine yourself as the different gender. It's like, oh my god, bro, you're actually gonna make, oh my god, dude. I mean, wow, it's just, really, it was that was the most uncomfortable thing I've ever seen when they kissed. But oh my god, dude. But whatever, dude. I mean, Loki, it introduces some interesting ideas, I guess, to the MCU, and I mean, they had to introduce the multiverse somehow. This was definitely not the way I wanted it to happen, but whatever. And also the fact, dude, the fact that 2 Lokis are enough to, like, literally destroy the Time Overlord. Like, what? That's all it took? It was that easy? I don't know, dude. I mean, they literally just destroyed, apparently, the most powerful being in the universe just like that in one show. Which, I mean, sure, dude. But yeah, man, I mean, they did their job. I mean, they had to introduce the multiverse somehow. I mean, I think I was rooting it would have been for WandaVision would have done that, but whatever, man. I mean, I didn't like the show when it was announced. I thought the idea of following some character who is a variant wasn't a good idea, but whatever. I mean, they did it. And yeah, introduce the multiverse, whatever, right? I hope this doesn't mean that they just replaced Loki and now he's alive again, but, you know, we'll have to see. But yeah, man, this show wasn't very good. I just had to let this off my chest, you know, because I'm tired of people just liking these shows so easily. Alright, so yeah, if your favorite reviewer is saying that the show is good, their opinion is automatically less invalid, like 10% less, so yeah, man, I'm sorry. Cosmonaut Variety Hour and whoever else is about to praise this show, I don't, your opinion is 15% invalid, okay? Or less invalid. I've been talking for a long time, guys. I'm starting to mentally break, but yeah. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys in the next video. And the fact that they're making Loki Season 2 after this is retarded. Goodbye, guys.